Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Jenny. I'm originally from Malawi, Africa, and I've been living in Japan for 3 years plus with my Japanese husband and our children. So today I want to talk about something very close to my heart: raising children in a multicultural home. I have 3 boys. My children are growing up in a Japanese culture and a little bit of Malawian culture. Sometimes I pause and think about, what do I really want my children to learn from both sides. I grew up in Malawi, and growing up in Malawi was very, very different from Japan. The food is different, the language is different, the culture is different, even the way people communicate is very, very different. So I think about, what can I really do to combine both cultures, install both cultures in interracial kids. So let's talk about it. First of all, I want my children to know their Malawian roots. I really want them to know where their mother comes from. I want them to know about Malawian culture. I want them to know about Malawian traditions, some of the Malawian traditions, the food, even the music. Even though my kids are living in Japan, they are experiencing more of Japanese culture than Malawian culture. I want them to know about Malawian traditions, culture and traditions as well. I don't want Malawi to be just a country they hear from me, or they hear from internet, the media, from other people, but I want them to experience the real Malawian culture. And most importantly, I want them to know that they have a family and roots in Malawi. So sometimes I cook Malawian food, sometimes I tell them stories about Malawi. Sometimes I sing to them the Malawian tradition songs, the songs I used to play, the games I used to play growing up in Malawi. And when we have the opportunity to visit Malawi, I want them to experience Malawian culture in person. On the other hand, I want them to understand Japanese culture. They are growing up in Japan, making childhood memories in Japan, making friends in Japan, going to school in Japan. For that reason, I want them to know and understand the Japanese culture, like being respectful to people, being considerate to other people, keeping their surrounding clean, and maybe bowing down when greeting, everything that Japanese culture has to offer. I really want them to understand that as well. But most importantly, I don't want to make them feel like they have to choose between being Japanese or being Malawian. I want them to appreciate both cultures. The other thing I think about is the language. In our home, my kids are exposed to more of Japanese language and a little bit of English language. I want them to learn both languages, because I understand language is not only about communication. When you learn a language, you also learn a culture behind it, behind that language. I want my kids to be able to communicate well with their Japanese family, and I also want my kids to communicate well with their Malawian family. And of course, we cannot forget about food. My kids are growing up eating mostly Japanese food. I want them to experience eating Malawian food as well. So sometimes I prepare Malawian food and wait to see their reaction. Sometimes they are not sure. Sometimes they eat, sometimes they don't. But that's okay. I don't want to force them to love Malawian food. I just want them to experience Malawian food because it's part of the heritage, part of the culture. Who knows? Maybe when they grow up, they'll be the ones asking me, "Mom, when are you going to make sima?" What do I really want my kids to learn from Malawi? There are other values from my upbringing that I want to pass to my children. For example, um, of course, respecting elders, as it is in Japan, hospitality, and sharing what you have with others, and appreciating and being content with what you have. A lot of people wonder, um, a lot of people wonder, Malawi is a poor country, but the people seems to be happy, because appreciating what they have is one of the things that Malawians are taught. Being content with what they have is one of the values that Malawians are taught. We have food on the table, we have a roof, we are able to go to school. It doesn't matter if the school is not a private school. It doesn't matter if the food is fancy. It's maybe vegetables. We eat, we thank God, and we appreciate what we have. So I really want to pass that to my children. In Malawi, most of the families are extended families, and the family and the community, the people around you, can play a big role to your life. We live together as a family. I was surprised when I came to Japan and I didn't know my neighbor at all for a long time. I mean, I didn't see my neighbor, the person who was living next door. But in Malawi, that's not the case. People in Malawi live together as a family. Like, kids can go to the neighbor's house to eat. It's even normal. That's why people prepare a lot of food. They never know who is going to stop by at any time. And also that's part of hospitality. So I really want to my kids to understand that, the importance of caring people around them. As it is said, one man is not an island. Now we are taught that we need each other in one way or the other. It doesn't necessarily mean that even someone is at a high level doesn't need someone who is at a low level. We need each other in one way or the other. What do I really want them to learn from Japan? In Japan, there are a lot of things that makes me pause and say, wow. There are a lot of things I really appreciate from Japan. Like, I want my kids to learn being responsible. I want my kids to learn independence, because I've seen that is what kids learn from school. I want them to understand the importance of being considerate to other people. And I love how kids in Japan are taught how to take responsibility as they grow up, like cleaning their own classrooms, cleaning at home, being responsible from little things do huge things when they grow up to adults. I think that is why Japanese people work so hard. That's why maybe they're hard workers. I really want them to take the best lesson from both cultures. This is the most important part for me. I don't want to make them choose. I want them to know that they can love Japan and they can love Malawi and they can be both. I understand being a multicultural kid can be very, very complicated, like the bullying and stuff, body shaming, the way shaming the way they look and whatever. That's heartbreaking, but I want them to be proud of themselves. I want them to know that they can eat sushi today and choose to eat sima tomorrow. And I want them to celebrate Japanese festivals, Japanese culture. I want them to know and understand Malawian culture. I personally think it's a beautiful thing. My husband has his own way of parenting. I have my own way of parenting, and our children are growing up in between. My biggest hope is that my kids will grow in the special grace of God, knowing their roots, appreciating who they are, understanding and respecting both cultures, and ignoring bullies, and loving themselves. And I also hope me and my husband will be able to guide them in the right direction, hopefully. But for me, I'm learning every day, and it's my prayer that this journey of raising kids will go perfectly fine. Everything will go on well. We'll be able to guide these kids. I can't say it's easy. It's very frustrating, but I hope we can do it. So let me know in the comment section your thoughts about this. So thank you for watching this video. See you in my next video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in my next video. Bye.